Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It's time for tarot scopes. We're going to be doing the tarot scopes for the sign of Scorpio. That's Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising for the month of January 2027. I'm going to be doing a little bit of astrology to start, and then I'll be doing a card reading. Um, I haven't decided on what cards to use yet. I will let you know. All right. Before we get started, I just would like people to know that I am going to be having a membership on this channel, and it's just a way for me to sort of, pay myself for for my work in a way. And I appreciate all of you who have just joined this community, and for those of you who've been with me for years. I've often been asked, how can I help support you and the like, and I think this may be the easiest way. Um, so I'm making it an option. So far, I have two levels. One of them is just sort of like access to me and to a live and to some question and answers and maybe some card readings on subjects that I don't feel like I can speak freely, on the regular YouTube. I just want to be able to, not have to necessarily talk in code. So we'll see. Um, and then the second tier is for those who are interested in the astrology, the numerology, the Kabbalah, how the system works, how I work the system. And I have many videos on, doing different people, celebrities, political figures, even I think I did one on Iran. So those will all be available to anybody who subscribes, really. So that's what's going on. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, thank you for your forbearance. Um, I want us to keep in mind as we look at the astrology that we've just moved into a new vibration. 2025 is a nine vibration. We just came out of an eight vibration, a year of manifestation, a year of as you sow, so shall you reap. And so, what action you have put into a situation, you've gotten the reward from the other side of that. And so, there's a certain karmic aspect to that 8 year. And we might say, well, if there's a karmic aspect to that 8 year, then shouldn't certain people who did certain things be bye-bye? And no, I'm not sure it works that way. Um, the 9 year is really the time when we look at the harvest and we separate the wheat from the chaff. The eight is just the harvest. So everything comes into fruition, right? On the eight vibration. And now we have this plate full of stuff. And now in the 9 year, we have to decide what is good, what is tasty, what's not tasty, what do we prefer, what do we not prefer, what's in our way, what are we going to let go of. And then once um the clutter, it's almost like nine is like declutter your life kind of energy. And because once 2026 rolls around, there is this sense of having to be light on your feet. And so I think this is going to be a year where we actually maybe see the things that we thought we might see last year actually come to fruition this year. Now, you as a Scorpio are very familiar with endings because Scorpio is the sign associated with death and then rebirth, right? Letting go and then opening up to the blessings of spirit. But in that letting go, it can be very painful. And we've had to let a lot go. A lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts, a lot of the things that we thought were like the common idea. Um, we realize that that perhaps is not the case, and it makes for a difficult period for people because people like stability. But this is a time when we're actually building stability in the Aquarian vision. And I say that because at the end of December, we had a square. The second, no, the last first quarter square between Saturn and Jupiter. And that is a crisis in action. And the action that needs to be taken is the action to build the foundations of a society where all boats get raised, right? That's really what we're all aching for freedom, right? We're all aching for an ability to breathe free and live free. And yet all we see is people who are just surviving getting decimated. And we can see it on a very like black and white level in certain places. And then we could see it on more metaphorical levels in other places. And so this is really the awakening of the power of the individual, the empowered individual within a group of empowered people. And it's empower, it's not power over. So it's a different energy. It's you don't feel like you need to control anything so you're not hurt, right? You feel like you can open up to the love of the universe and the abundance of the mother and allow that to come into you. That's the vision. That's the vision. And that's part of, I think, the seeds being planted in the 9 vibration year. It is the hermit. So there's a lot of introspection. There's a lot of wisdom. A lot of people may be actually gathering what they know and putting it into a some sort of vehicle for people to learn what they have learned and their perspective. Almost like every good teacher gets a little like program where they can just express the wisdom. That is the 9 year. That's what I see for the 9 year. So let's jump into the astrology. That was a little, well, it was apt for you guys, but it, it wasn't necessarily specific. That was for just Scorpio. I think that was a message for everybody. All right, so we're gonna I just have to find the little thing that moves you forward. Okay, here we go. So we're in Scorpio, and and I don't know why this is doing. Hold on one second. I am so sorry, guys. My computer is like not making any sense to me. So I think, can I get rid of this? Oh dear. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. I did it. Sorry, guys. As you know, if you follow me long enough, technology is not my thing. So let's talk about Scorpio. Now, one of the things that's significant for Scorpio, as it was for Aries as well, is the fact that Mars is retrograde. Mars in Aries, Mars is the ruler. So Aries has got all Mars. That's it. That's what it's dependent on. But Scorpio has co-rulers, one of them being Mars, and the other one being, Pluto. He's not a heavy. He's my brother, said Zeus, right? I mean, anyway. Uh, so it starts the month in Leo, but it's backing up and back into Cancer. And on the 6th of January, yes, that 6th of January, which happens to be a 16-7 tower vibration day, uh, Mars moves back into Cancer. And Cancer is an interesting sign for Mars to be in at all. Even moving forward, Cancer can have issues. Um, but it has a tenaciousness that can be off-putting to some. Um, but it really is just in a drive to feel safe, to feel like you're protected. I'm a Cancer, and uh, the I have been lucky enough, I think, to be surrounded by people in my life that I accepted that feeling of safety from. Um, and in my case, well, anyway, that might be a discussion for for my membership. talking about, how you got to interested in things like astrology and people's journeys to astrology. I think that would be fascinating. So maybe I'd do a fascinating show for that. But anyway, and then I get to talk to all the astrologers I love and respect. Oh, that would be so awesome. So, because it's your co-ruler, it's a little difficult, but it's in Cancer, which is a water sign. So you probably more than anybody else, I think, will be able to navigate this Mars retrograde in Cancer. And it's retrograde until the 23rd of February. So, oh, what did I say? From when does it go? It's from the 6th to the 20th. So over a month, like 6 weeks maybe. Retrograde in Cancer, it's going to be a very, very challenging time for a lot of people. But uh, Scorpio has a depth of experience with having the waters of the soul sort of churn up that you probably, as I said, the most likely to navigate this because it's not waters that are unfamiliar to you. Some signs, these may be very unfamiliar waters. Um, So Mars, that's okay. So Mars is retrograde. It's not good, but it's not terrible, I don't think, for Scorpio. Because of the water element and the fact that Scorpios are pretty adept at having to get through a lot of stuff. All right. The sun starts, of course, the year in a Capricorn. That's your third house, your neighborhood, right? This is be a time when you're maybe bringing your decorations in, you're talking to your, you're sort of going in. Like Christmas is that sort of uh festival of lights, but then after Christmas, then people really do sort of go into a more sort of winter and then midwinter kind of energy. And so it's and we really, it isn't until after midwinter, which is around Candlemas or um, Candlemas or, oh my God, I can't remember. I can't remember the name of it. You guys know, you'll probably tell me. Um, then we start to come out, I think, again. But we're sort of going, even though the light is increasing because we moved into the sign of Capricorn, and once we move into Capricorn, the light starts to increase. But it's barely perceptible until midwinter, which is the Candlemas, which I still can't. Excuse me a second. mm, I have like a dry patch in my throat. Oh, that's not very pleasant. Anyway, sorry. So the sun in that third house, you're gonna a lot of energy around your house. So I'm thinking bringing the Christmas tree down, putting the things away. You know how everybody likes to get those nice like things that you can put your Christmas stuff in and put your things in. Everybody buys them, they're color coded. And so there's a certain amount of tucking things away, tidying things away, and then really going to that process of winter, the first part of winter. And then at midwinter, we feel the sun again. We're starting to think about the things that we want to plant in the garden. It's different energy, right? Okay. The sun then, of course, moves into Aquarius. That happens on the 19th. That's your fourth house. So again, this is more like, I feel like December spent more outside, and then or when the moon's in Capricorn, I should say, you're more sort of outside, and then once the sun goes into Aquarius, sorry about that, um, then you're more in the house, and you're spending time in the house. And it's a transformational time. We have Pluto there now for 19 years, so not that you're not used to the transformational process. So again, Pluto in that fourth house might actually be almost easier for people who have Scorpio. prominent, but nothing is easy. So we're just shining it up for you a little bit. All right, we have a full moon at 24 degrees of Cancer. That I believe is pretty close to the to Mars retrograde. And so the full moon always brings out the feelings, and it's Cancer, so it's the feelings, and we have Mars retrograde there. So it's a lot of feelings. So we can expect to feel a lot of feelings and say a lot of things be said on that full moon, which is, did I say, I might have said it already, but let me double check. The 13th. It's a Monday. Monday the 13th. That's the Monday before the inauguration in the United States, because it's the next Monday. All right. Um, let's see. Let's see. Mercury flying this month. It just came out of retrograde, so it moves pretty fast when it comes out of retrograde. It's kind of catch up with itself, kind of. Starting in Sag, then moving into Capricorn, where it spends most of its time. This is a good time to talk to your neighbors about maybe, or your siblings about serious matters. They could be financial matters, they could be family matters, things like that. That's a good time and it's moving direct, so it's good. Then we have at the end of the month, we have Mercury move into Aquarius, and then our minds sort of go from the more pragmatic to the more almost theoretical, which is cool. I mean, I love a good Mercury in Aquarius. They're geniuses. All right. Let's see. Venus starts in Aquarius, moving into Pisces, where it spends most of the month. It does make a conjunction to both Saturn and to Neptune. Um, Saturn, it's interesting because this is illusion. This can be very illusionary. The Neptune, very idealistic. Neptune, Venus uh, conjunction, and then the Venus Saturn conjunction is like a whole different energy. And it's very interesting that it's all getting sort of seated in that fifth house of yours, which is the house of creativity. It's the house of physical creativity, such as children. It's the house of fun. It's the house of romance. It's the house of self-expression. Self-expression. So this could be very well a potent time for you to plant seeds of of art, artistic self-expression, whether it be through dance or writing or it's just a really good time, I think, for that. All right. Uranus still in your seventh house. Jupiter still in your eighth house. They're all there. And then the nodes of the moon shift. Did I mention that? I don't think I mentioned it. The North Node, which has been in Aries for about 18 months, maybe a little bit longer than that even, is now going to move into Pisces. And so the North Node is the focus of our destiny. And in Aries, it's I am. And in Pisces, it's I believe. It's I believe. It's also I understand. It's also I'm deluded. I'm idealistic. I'm a lot of things. I'm a lot of things. Um, so we're going from, in a way, a very sort of directive energy, Aries, to a very sort of go with the flow energy. And so I think that with the North Node in Pisces, the biggest lesson is going to be to let go and to trust and to go with the flow. While letting go of your anxieties, South Node in Virgo, let go of perfectionism, the feel that you need to be perfect in order to be loved, perhaps, or whatever. Just, nothing's perfect. Go with the flow. North Node in Pisces. So there's going to be, and we also have a lot of planetary shifts right around the Pisces Aries axis, meaning that there are some Neptune, for instance, is going to dip into Aries for a bit and then go back into Pisces. Neptune has only been in Pisces since 2011, like 14 years of Pisces. Neptune in Pisces, and now it's going to go into Aries. What is that going to feel like? Well, we get a little bit of a preview this year, and that's sort of the new beginning, right? That's the part of the 9 cycle where we're looking at that, like the more the new beginning energy. So it's going to be interesting. And Pisces is a sign that is in an easy aspect, a trine. So there's a lot of healing, and a lot of the healing is back and forth, Pisces to Scorpio. And then at some point, Jupiter's going to be in Cancer. So there's opportunities, some big, big opportunities for healing. But this month, that's like, again, I'm probably talking to everybody, and I'm talking about a bigger picture. But the seeds are getting planted now. The seeds are getting planted now. So really kind of exciting, honestly, and I think it's going to be fantastic. I know everybody thinks it's going to be a nightmare, but I don't know. I really think it's going to be fantastic. Okay, so let me, how do I get out of here? Oh yeah, I forgot. All right. Oh no, I don't want to do that. That's not how I want to get out. Okay, see the technical stuff goes right out of my head. Oh, there I am. All right, so, what deck am I going to use? I know, I'll use the Crow deck. Oh, yep, here it is. I love the Crow deck for Scorpio. I always feel like crows are like Scorpio birds, right? Crows and vultures. The dark ones, the ones that transmute death into life, so to speak. Picking the bones. Scorpio does like to get to the bottom, get to the core, get to the root. Some of the best surgeons have Mars and Scorpio because they're precise and incisive, and they know where to cut almost instinctually. Okay. All right, let's see where we're going, Scorpio. We start with the Five of Cups. Sorrow, yeah. It's been tough. It's been tough. We were so full of hope, weren't we? So full of hope. And yet, there's still water in them cups. And, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or 3 steps forward, or 5 steps forward, 3 steps back. We still have 2 steps. We're still ahead of the game, guys. This is actually a Mars and Scorpio card. Speaking of Mars and Scorpio, crossing that is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. I'm going to leave that and see what comes up for me. I'm not sure what that means yet. Let's see what's at the root. All right, we have the 9, I believe, yes. The 9 of... We have the 9 of, I'm going to say crows, swords here. This is a deep-seated anxiety, a nightmare. A nightmare vision. Actually, what these cards are saying to me is that because of the loss, it's almost like you're expecting the worst to happen. Okay. And the challenge is sort of not getting, like staying in the practical steps that you need to take, because your mind can take you to really dark, scary places. Okay. So let's see what else comes up. That may be part of the whole thing, but let's see. In the past, we have a change, a wheel of fortune. So your fortune changed. That could be what you're mourning about. your big chance ended up not being, or maybe the Knight of Pentacles is the money that you invested in a project that didn't come out the way you expected it, but you still have some resources. And it could be as simple as a relationship that you made with somebody while you had whatever endeavor you were doing didn't work out, but the connection was made. And I feel like there's a connection made with at least two people. So even if whatever project that you started and it didn't come out the way you wanted, there are two people I think who can be this perhaps the seeds for a new adventure. But let's see. So the Wheel of Fortune. So change in the past. That's never good. So this is a Four of Swords, and this is usually advice from Spirit. And Spirit wants you to ease your mind, relax your mind. Spirit wants you to uh, not pay any attention to what's going on um, in the way around things you have no control over. Okay, the things you don't have control over. If you can be if you're just observing it and just for the sake of the thing to know what was going on, but I feel like there's an emotional component here that you're not quite up to that. So maybe you need to rest yourself. In the immediate future, though, that being said, we have the Three of Pentacles, which is I always see the Three of Pentacles as being at the top of your game, working with people at the top of their game. There's just when you succeed in something, it feels good. And when you're working at like on the top echelons, right, it feels it's because you know that you're doing something that's going to matter because you at that point have the power to do that. So there is this sense of you utilizing your power at this time for the good, for the building of the foundations that I spoke of. Okay, cool. How it's seen from outside. Ace of Swords in action. Um, that a decision that was made. A decision that was made that moved you forward. Your domestic situation. Oh, the star. I love that. I love that for you. Um, this is inspired. Being inspired, being curious, being like dreaming. This is dreaming a dream, right? Reaching up for the stars. It could also mean you need a astrology reading because that is an astrology card. Hopes and fears, the Knight of Swords. Um, there's a fear around, I think, getting involved in something that's going to complicate your life, and I think that you maybe sometimes feel like it's complicated enough. But then there's another part of you that wouldn't want to uh, when the time came and you were asked that you wouldn't want to do your best. So, all right, let's see the outcome. The Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups. So this is really about finding what truly feeds your soul. Um, all this work, and I think that at the end of the month you realize that well, you had your wish, or is that the Eight of Cups? I feel like there's a need to rest your soul, move in a direction of a deep yearning for yourself. All right, let's see if we can get a major arcana. We get the Five of Swords, which is abuse of power. The Six of Swords, which is moving out of troubled water. Well, that's good after the five, right? And then a new opportunity. Okay. So I think what I'm seeing is there was a project. I think it might have been a project with a group of people. I don't think it was your personal project, but you're working with good people. You're doing it, but when you get to the end of it, you're still like, I don't know, it just doesn't um i- i- it's it's like I don't know if you find out the people you're working for like, backed, you know, uh, I don't know. It's like there's something about it that you're like, I'm doing all this and um I feel like you want to do your own thing now. I feel like you've seen like you've seen the whole thing and you oh my God, am I making any sense? And you've seen the abuses and you don't like that. There's something about what you're doing that you don't like because it's hurting people. And so you want to move away from that and you want to start to do something that's going to heal and help people. I wouldn't be surprised if you like go from corporate America to like learning how to do acupuncture or herbalism or becoming a healer of some sort. Um, it's possible. It's possible. All right. I did say this is going to be a year, right? When you're going to be needed. And this might be the year you get to start something on your own. So one more card, and that is a Tree of Life Oracle I'm pulling for everybody. So let me see here. I have a little bit of a headache today. I've actually had a headache for 4 days. I think it might be a tooth. Oh, I need to go to the dentist again. They're pretty nice though. What do we have? What do we have? The element of fire. Ooh, fire. Um, it, you know, Scorpio is a little bit like fiery water, right? Well, fire and water is an initiation. So, okay, the element of fire. I'll read this to you. I'll hold up the card because it is lovely. Okay, here we go. And hopefully I can actually see. Let's see if this helps. I have a little turtle over here. Hold on. No, that's not gonna help her help at all. All right, I'll take my glasses so then I'll be able to see. Okay, let me hold this up. All right. I can't tell if you can see that. Um, the mighty guardian of the south, Jijin, king of fire, rules the fire signs of Aries, Leo, and Sag. The magical tool of fire is the wand, and the overseer archangel is Michael. Michael. Jijin presents himself as a powerhouse of energy, carrying a fiery staff or wand surrounded by living sparks of light. The S-shaped salamanders of his element, fiery sparks of creation, await his command. It says, what do you need to lift, to give power and enthusiasm to? You can get yourself fired up. You can get yourself fired up should you choose. Dance, work out, go for a brisk walk, do star jumps in your leggings and headband. Do whatever works for you, but know the energy creates more energy. So this is very energizing time for you. It's a time of passion, but you have to be passionate about what you're doing. And I think maybe that's what you're looking for. And if you're not working with those people at the top of their game and you feel like you're at the top of your game, then it's time to find some new people, perhaps. And I think you'll find them. I think you'll find them out there. Just like the political winds change and shift, so do people's um, opportunities and visions and how they're going to get them done. So there's a lot of people making connections with a lot of people. because we are the people we've been waiting for, and we are creating the future right now. Have yourself a great month, guys. Take care. I will see you again next month for Taroscopes. Namaste.